the last video, we read the story titled The Bubble, the Straw and the Shoe. In this video, we will answer some questions about the story. The first question is, name the three friends. To answer this question, I will go back to the story and read it. Once upon a time, there lived a bubble, a straw and a shoe. This tells me the name of the three friends. The bubble, the straw and the shoe. So now I will write my answer. The three friends are straw, bubble and shoe. The next question is, where did they go one day? To answer this question, I will go back to the story again and read it. One day, they went into the forest. This tells me that the bubble, shoe and straw went into the forest. So I will write my answer. The straw, shoe and bubble went to the forest. The next question is, what did they want to do? I will find the answer to this question in the story. So let's read it. They came to a river. They did not know how to cross it. So this tells me that the straw, bubble and shoe wanted to cross the river. So I will write my answer. They wanted to cross the river. The next question is, how do you make bubbles? This answer I will not find in the book. I will have to think, how would I make bubbles? I would mix some soap in water and then dip a straw in it. And then I would take the straw out and blow some bubbles in the air. So now I will write my answer. I mix soap with water, then I dip a straw in it, take it out and blow bubbles in the air. The next question is, what do you wear on your feet? Now, the answer to this question I will not find in the story. I will have to think, what do I wear on my feet? I wear shoes on my feet. So I will write my answer. I wear shoes on my feet. The next question is, how would you cross a river? The answer to this question I will not be able to find in the book. I will have to think for myself. How would I cross a river? I think I would swim and cross a river. So now I will write my answer. I would swim and cross a river. The next question is, trace the journey of a tadpole. In this question, I will have to join the dots and trace the path the tadpole will take to reach the river. So now I will take my pencil and I will start joining the dots. The tadpole is moving from the puddle to the pond and now to the lake, and now the tadpole has reached the river. The question is, put these doing words into sentences. To complete this question, I will have to choose words from this box and then fill in the blanks. But before we start, we need to understand what doing words are. Doing words are the actions that the character is doing. Let's take the first word, jumped. This is what jumped looks like. Let's look at this picture. What are the characters doing? They are jumping. The next word is shook. Now, let's look at a picture to understand what shook means. I am shaking the tree and the apple fell down. So when I shook the tree, the apple fell down. The next word is stretched. Look at this picture. The man in this picture is stretching. And the last word is burst. When you prick a balloon with a needle, it bursts. Now that we have understood the meaning of these words, let's fill in the blanks. Let's start from the first sentence. The straw dashed himself from one bank to the other. To answer this question, I will go back to the story and read it. So the straw stretched himself from one bank to the other. So this tells me that the straw had stretched himself from one bank to the other. So I will write the answer stretched in this blank. Let's read it again. The straw stretched himself from one bank to the other. Let's do the second statement. The shoe dashed on the straw. Again, to answer this question, I'll go back to the story and read it. When the shoe jumped on the straw, it broke. This tells me that the shoe jumped on the straw. So I will write the answer as jumped. Let's read the statement again. The shoe jumped on the straw. Now let's do the third statement. The bubble dash and dash with laughter and dash with a big bang. To answer this question, I will go back to the story and read it. The bubble shook and shook with laughter and burst with a big bang. This tells me that the bubble shook and shook with laughter and burst with a big bang. So I will write my answer. The bubble shook and shook with laughter and burst with a big bang. Let's read the statement again. The bubble shook and shook with laughter and burst with a big bang. The next question is, draw the bubbles, trace and say the letters aloud. So first we have to draw all the bubbles. So let's start doing that. So now I've taken my pencil and I'm going to start joining the dots. And once it's complete, it will look like this. Now I will start joining the dots. I will start from the letter A. I will join the dots and follow the directions. And I get the letter A. Now let's start with the second one. I'll join the dots and follow the direction and I get the letter B. Let's do the next one. I will join the dots and follow the direction, and when I complete it, it will look like this. Let's say all the letter names together. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. The next question is, match the balls with their numbers. Now trace the numbers. In this question, first we have to match the balls to the numbers given here. Let's start with the first one. Let's see how many balls are out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 balls. So now I will find the number out here. This is 8, 10, 7. So I will first trace the sound 7 and now I will make a line which joins the 7 balls to the number 7. Now let's do the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 balls. I see the number 8 is written out here. So first let's trace the number by joining the dots and following the direction. I get the number 8. So now I will join the balls with the number 8. Now let's move on to the third one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 balls. I see that the number 9 is given out here. So first I will trace the number by joining the dots and following the directions. And now I will make a line which joins the 9 balls to the number 9. Now let's do the last one. Let's count how many balls are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 balls. I see that the number 10 is given out here. So first let me trace the number, and now I will join the 10 balls to the number 10 with a line. Next question is, put the following objects into a tub of water. Say which one will float and which one will sink. First we need to know the meanings of the word float and sink. An object is said to float in water if it is dropped into a bucket and it does not go to the bottom. It stays on top. An object is said to sink if we drop it in water and it goes to the bottom of the bucket. Usually, objects which are very light float on water and objects which are very heavy sink in water. Our first object is spoon. When I drop a spoon in water, it will sink because it is very heavy. Next object is ribbon. Now ribbon will float in water because it is very light. The next object is stone. Stone is very heavy, so it will sink in water. The next object is marble. Marble is also very heavy, so it will sink in water. Feather. Feather is very light, so it will float on water. Paper. Paper is also very light, so when you drop it in water, it will float. The next object is a stick. A stick will sink in water because it is heavy. The next object is shoes. Shoes are also very heavy and hence they will sink in water. Next object is a leaf. A leaf is very light, so it will float on water. And the last object is straw. Straw is also very light, so it will float on water. The last question in this chapter is, draw the well, color it and say the rhyme aloud. To answer this question, I will first have to join the dots and draw the well. So I will take my pencil and I will start joining the dots. And when I complete, it will look like this. I will color the well with orange. I will color the stones brown. I will color the rope with yellow. I will color the rest of the well black. Now let's say the rhyme. A bell fell in the well, ding dong bell. Now we have come to the end of this video. In this video, we answered questions about the story, the bubble, the straw and the shoe.